Hi, this is Swati, and in today's video we'll see some very important and most repeated questions of chapter surface areas and volumes, and these questions I've taken from R.D. Sharma. So let's get started. Now before starting this chapter I would like to say that this is a very easy chapter. It's completely formula based, but most of the students go wrong in this chapter due to silly mistakes. They go wrong with the calculation, with the units, conversion. Sometimes if the radius is given, diameter is given, they forget to convert into radius, and vice versa. And also you need to read the questions 2 to 3 times in order to avoid mistakes. And the very first thing that you'll do in this chapter after reading the question is writing all the data that is given. If you see that all the data in front of your eyes, you will never make a mistake. So be careful with these silly mistakes, calculations, units, conversions, and everything. Now let's get started. First one, a joker's cap is in the form of a right circular cone. So let us draw a right circular cone. This is a cone. Base radius is 7, the radius of the cone is 7, and the height is 24. This is 24. Alright, find the area of the sheet required to make 10 such caps. So area of the sheet required to make 10 such caps. So in my previous video I have already explained you what is the difference between CSA and TSA. Go check it out, and we have covered all the uh, formulas and everything in my previous video. So go check it out and then watch this video. You will be able to do the questions easily. Now here you need to find the area of the sheet. That means you need to find the curved surface area. So what is curved surface area of a cone? Curved surface area of a cone is pi r l. Now here we are given, we know what is pi, we know radius is 7, but what is l? L is the slant height that we have not been given. But since we are given the height and the radius, the slant height can be calculated, as we know that slant height is root over h square plus r square. So root over height is 24 square plus 7 square. Now 24 square. So I'll also be sharing some tips and tricks how to quickly do the calculations. Now 24 square can be done as, this is 4 square and here is 2 square, and the middle number will be 2 into 4 into 2. 4 into 2 8, 8 into 2 16. Alright, now 4 square is 16, 6 we will write here, 1 carry to the previous one. Now 16 plus 1 is 17, again I'll write 7 here and 1 carry to the previous one. 2 square is 4, 4 plus 1 5. So this is 576 plus 49, which will be root 625, which is equal to 25. Now just substituting the values, pi is 22 by 7, radius is 7, and length is, slant height is 25. So 7 gets cancelled. 22 into 25 will give us 550 centimeters square. Now this is for one cap. The question is you need to find the area for 10 such caps. So for 10 caps it will be 550 into 10, which will give us 5500 centimeters square. So this is your area for 10 such caps. Now moving on. The radius and the slant height of the cone are in the ratio 4:7. Alright, so radius and the slant height are in the ratio 4:7, means radius is 4x, slant height is 7x. If its curved surface area is 792, CSA is equal to 792 centimeters square. Find its radius. We need to find the radius. Alright, so first thing is you will write all the data that is given. Now that I have written all the data, I need to find the radius. So I will see what is given to me. I am given the curved surface area. So since curved surface area is given, I am going to use this formula. Curved surface area of a cone is pi r l is equal to 792. Pi is 22 by 7. Radius is 4x. Slant height is 7x is equal to 792. So 7 gets cancelled. 7 into 4 is 28. So 22 into 28x is equal to 792. This is x square. I'm sorry. X into x is x square. Now let us do the calculations. So here x square will be equal to 792 divided by 22 into 28. If I simplify this, I'm going to get x square is 9. So then x will be equal to root 9, which is equal to 3 centimeter. X is 3 centimeter. Now I got x, but what do I need to find? I need to find the radius. So what is radius? Radius is equal to 4x. 4 into x is 3. That means 12 centimeter. So the radius of the cone is 12 centimeter. Units are very important because if you don't write the units, half mark will be deducted. Next, third one. If the volume of two cones are in the ratio 1 is to 4. So first let me write what is given. Volume of two cones. So V1 by V2 is 1 by 4. And their diameters are in the ratio 4 is to 5. So again, diameter d1 by d2 is 4 by 5. Okay. Find the ratio of their height. So you need to find h1 by h2. All right. So since volume of cone is given, we are going to use volume formula. So suppose that this is V2, sorry. So V1, 1 by 3 pi r square h. So let me take r1 square h1 for the first cone. Similarly, 1 by 3 pi r2 square h2. This is equal to 1 by 4 given. Now, I can cancel 1 by 3, 1 by 3, pi also can be cancelled. Now here we are having the radius. Now if let's say I take this d1 by d2 as 4 is to 5. So d1 is basically, instead of d1, can I write it as 2r1 because 2 times radius gives you the diameter. Similarly, 2r2 is 4 by 5. So if I cancel 2, I get r1 by r2 as 4 by 5. So r1 by r2 square. So here comes 4 by 5 whole square into h1 by h2 is what we need to find, is equal to 1 by 4. So 4 square is 16 by 25. h1 by h2 is equal to 1 by 4. So here h1 by h2 is equal to 1 by 4. Now 25 is dividing, other side it will multiply, and 16 is multiplying, other side it is dividing. So from this I get h1 by h2 is equal to 25 by 64. So hence h1 is to h2 is 25 is to 64. This is it. Yes, this is your final answer. So since if I write all the data that is given to me, it becomes easier for me to solve. So always write all the data that is given. Next, a tent is in the form of a right circular cylinder surmounted by a cone. Surmounted. So firstly, I'll explain you what does that word mean. Firstly, let us draw the cylinder. So this is my cylinder. So you know cylinder has two circular ends on top and bottom. Now surmounted by a cone. On this cylinder you have a cone above it. Surmounted means above it. This is a cone. Now the diameter of the cylinder is 24. So if the diameter is 24, radius is going to be 12 centimeter. Yes. The height of the cylindrical portion is 11. Alright. So this is 11 meters. While the vertex of the cone is 16 meter above the ground. So vertex of the cone is 16 meter above the ground. So basically this total is 16 meter above the ground, means from the base till the vertex of the cone. Alright. Find the areas of the canvas required for the tent. You need to cover the whole tent. Alright, so how much area is required? How much canvas is required? So how do we do? Alright, now let us see how can we do. What do we do? How to find area of canvas? So area of canvas will be equal to, we have two shapes, cylinder and cone. Now here it is going to be CSA of cylinder plus CSA of cone. I'll give you the reason why. CSA of cylinder plus CSA of cone. Now why is it? Why CSA? Because I'm taking CSA because I will not include my top and bottom. My top and bottom are not included. They are open, isn't it? So when you have a tent on the base, if there's a tent on the base, you don't cover the base. It is, the tent is placed on the ground, on the mud. So the base is not covered. Similarly, on the top, it's the conical shape. So the top is also not covered. So that is why we consider CSA of cylinder plus CSA of cone. Base, top and bottom are not included, not covered. Now, let us write the formula. What is CSA of cylinder? 2 pi r h plus CSA of cone is pi r l. Now, I can take pi r common because radius is same for both. I get 2h plus l. Now, pi is 22 by 7. Radius is 12. Now, slant height. What is slant height? For that, first, if the whole figure is 16, how much will the height of the cone be? 16 minus height of the cylinder 11, that is 5. Now to find the slant height, we can use Pythagoras theorem. We know slant height is equal to root over 12 square plus 5 square. So root 144 plus 25, which will be root 169, and it is 13 meter. So slant height here is 13. 2 into height of the cylinder is 11. That's it. It's normal. You just need to substitute the value and work on your calculations properly. So here we get 22 by 7 into 12 into 11 into 2 is 22. 22 plus 13 is 35. So 7 ones are 7 fives are 35. So 22 into 12 into 5 is 60. So 22 into 6 is 132 and a 0 is there. So this is the area of canvas that is required for the tent, to cover the tent. I hope this is clear. Now moving on. A storage tank consists of a circular cylinder with hemispherical adjoined on either end. Either end means, I'll tell you. First let me draw a cylinder. You have a storage tank which consists of a cylinder with a hemisphere adjoined on either end. Either end means you can draw the hemisphere on top or on the bottom. I'm going to draw it on the bottom. So this hemisphere can also be drawn on the top. So it is either end, top or bottom. Okay. Now if the external diameter of the cylinder is 1.4 meters. So since the radius is going to be how much? Radius is 1 by 1.4 divided by 2, which is 0.7 meters. Okay. And the length is 8 meter. This is for the cylinder. Okay. The length of the cylinder is 8 meters. Find the cost of painting it on the outside at the rate of rupees 10 per meter square. You need to paint it outside. So firstly, let us see, you need to find the cost per meter square. That means 1 meter square cost is 10 rupees. So here you need to find for how many meters square, what is the cost. So this area you need to find. So how do we find that how much area needs to be painted? Now let us see. The amount of the area that needs to be painted is CSA of cylinder plus CSA of hemisphere. This is the area that needs to be painted. Again, why CSA? Because top and bottom will not be painted. Isn't it? It is clearly given that it is painting only the outside, not inside, not the top and bottom. Alright, now CSA of cylinder is what? 2 pi RH plus CSA of hemisphere is 2 pi R square. I can take 2 pi R common, so I get H plus R. So 2 into pi into radius is how much? 0.7. 0.7 can be written as 7 by 10. Yes. Into height. Height of the cylinder is 8 plus again radius is 0.7. So I get 2 into 22 by 7. Alright. I can cancel here. So we can cancel this 7 and 7, and so I get 44 by 10 into 8 plus 0.7 is 8.7. I can write it as 87 by 10. So this is the answer. This is the area. Now I am not going to further simplify it. I'll tell you why. Because my answer is not completed yet. I need to find the cost as well. So I will not waste my further time to find the value and then again find the cost. So what I'll do is this area I'm just going to write it over here. So basically for 44 by 10 into 87 by 10 meters square, what is the cost? So here we can cross multiply. So cost is equal to, cross multiply, 1 into cost is equal to 44 by 10 into 87 by 10 into 10. Cross multiplying. So 10 gets cancelled. So 44 into 87 is 3828 by 10, which will give us 382.8 rupees. This is your cost. I hope this is clear. So not every time you need to find the complete answer. Here you can leave as it is, since you need to use this answer to find the final answer. So I am not going to calculate here, rather I will do my calculation at the end. So these are some tips and tricks for your smart calculations and quick calculations. Now moving on. If a solid sphere of radius 10 centimeter is molded into 8 spherical solid balls. Okay, you have a solid sphere. Alright, so let me draw a solid sphere. Sphere is of radius 10 centimeter. Okay, it is molded into 8 spherical balls. Now this sphere is molded into 8 spherical balls of equal radius. So all these have same radius. We don't know what is it. Of equal radius. Okay, let us take it as R. Then the surface area of each ball. You need to find the surface area of each ball. Now molded means the volume of this sphere. So let me take volume of this sphere will be same as sum of the volumes of all these 8 spheres. So this big sphere is divided into 8 small spheres. So this volume is equal to this volume. So volume of big sphere is equal to volume of small. How many small spheres you have? 8. So 8 into. Alright. So what is the formula? 4 by 3 pi r cube is equal to 8 into 4 by 3 pi r cube, small one. Okay, I can cancel 4 by 3 and pi, 4 by 3 and pi. So this capital R is 10. That means 10 cube is equal to 8 into R cube. So from this I get 1000 by 8 is equal to R, and this cube I can take it here cube root. So from this I get R as 10 by 2, which is 5 centimeter. So this is the radius of these small spherical solids. These 8 small spherical solids. Now what do you need to find? You need to find the surface area of each ball. So surface area of sphere is what? Surface area is 4 pi r square. So 4 into pi into r. R is 5 square. So 4 into pi into 25, which is 100 pi centimeter squared. So you can leave in pi as well. So this is your final answer. So this is one very important question. Melted, molded. So whenever you have these kinds, you will always equate both the volumes. That the big volume is equal to the smaller volumes. So I hope this is clear. So these are 5 most important and repeated questions of R.D. Sharma. Now in my next video, I am going to explain you some repeated questions from R.S. Agarwal. So go through this and I'm sure you will be able to do. So you just need to remember few tricks. You need to focus on your calculations, your units, your conversions, and write all the information that is given to you. And that is it. You will be able to do them. I hope you like it. Follow